You're my God and my Father. You're just a little bit. You're just a little bit.
Lately, the internet has been exploding with headlines focused on one named Justin Bieber. Everywhere you turn, people ask the same question: what is really happening with him? Rumors, theories, and drama spread nonstop across platforms. So imagine this: it is 2 in the morning, curiosity hits hard, you scroll article after article, post after post, trying to separate facts from noise. Social media spins wild narratives painting Bieber as a lost superstar whose life is supposedly unraveled. Public, the strangest part is everyone has an opinion: devoted fans, harsh critics, and casual observers alike. It feels like the entire internet is obsessed with decoding the rise and imagined fall of Justin Bieber right now. Night after night, feeds refresh endlessly, pulling millions deeper into speculation, confusion, fascination, and endless debate online.
Justin Bieber crashing out because the truth of his childhood is about to come out. The amount of time Justin spent the night with Diddy, that boy is a victim.
The deeper I looked, the darker everything started to feel. It was no longer just fame or money. Something unsettling seemed hidden underneath. Each layer revealed a stranger, more disturbing picture, like discovering a secret world behind flashing lights, staged moments, and carefully crafted smiles that slowly rewrote perceptions, challenged assumptions, and left questions lingering long after stepping away from screens. Late nights alone, online thinking.
Highly sophisticated smear campaign by deep power players inside the music industry.
Somewhere within the chaos, something finally clicked. This was not only about Justin Bieber anymore. The situation felt larger, deeper, and far more complicated than first assumed. A tangled web of connections, rumors, and powerful names appeared tied together, pulling people further inside. Everything discussed here comes from public reports, interviews, and online conversations. No accusations are being made, only an examination of how media coverage and public discussion may be shaping narrative around Bieber. Viewer discretion is advised because digging through speculation can become intense, confusing, and emotionally charged. 3 main theories continue surfacing about what might truly be happening with Justin Bieber. Today, the first centers on the alleged Diddy connection that many observers find troubling right now.
Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like you know, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream.
Rumors linking Justin Bieber to Diddy are easily the most explosive online. People everywhere keep talking about it nonstop. If you have paid any attention, you have heard whispers surrounding the entire Diddy situation. It is one of those stories making everyone raise eyebrows, questioning what is real and what is simply wild internet speculation, shared, repeated, exaggerated, and debated endlessly across platforms daily, worldwide, constantly.
Starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But
certain video has been spreading rapidly online, with viewers analyzing every second, every glance, every word, and every small movement, searching for hidden meaning. The theory gaining attention suggests Usher, who helped launch Justin Bieber's career, introduced him to Diddy Circle. Diddy has long been rumored to host parties far from ordinary, gatherings that spark constant questions, fuel speculation, and keep internet conversations running nonstop. These discussions grow louder daily, drawing reactions from fans, critics, bloggers, and casual observers everywhere online across multiple platforms, constantly without pause.
Allegedly planned and controlled the sex performances, which he called freak-offs.
Doing all types of crazy things just because we want to have a good...
Next comes Theory 2, focused on money issues. This perspective explores whispers of financial strain, contract problems, and behind-the-scenes conflict. Some believe fame, pressure, poor deals, and constant management changes may have created serious cracks beneath Bieber's seemingly perfect world that fans rarely see discussed publicly online elsewhere.
And we gonna go full crazy.
We're going crazy.
Crazy.
Next comes Theory 2, centered on money troubles. This angle examines rumors of financial stress, quiet disputes, and hidden tension affecting Bieber more than fans realize. Some think fame, pressure, unfavorable deals, canceled plans, and constant management shifts slowly weaken stability within his world, creating anxiety, uncertainty, and long-term strain behind closed doors privately.
Bieber just sold his music catalog for an estimated measly $200 million.
Reports have emerged claiming Justin Bieber allegedly owes former manager Scooter Braun millions linked to canceled tour dates. Sources suggest when shows were called off, the financial consequences were severe. Behind luxury images, whispers claim Bieber may have been handling heavy debts connected to those missed performances that quietly piled up, creating pressure, stress, and uncertainty. Despite public success, fame, appearances, wealth narratives surrounding him daily.
Why is Justin Bieber at such an early stage in his career selling off his catalog? And there were other people who were selling their catalogs, but they were all much older.
When a global star like Justin Bieber cancels a major world tour, the impact goes far beyond lost ticket sales. Financial obligations remain, including contracts, crews, logistics, and venues that must still be paid even without shows. Those cancellations can cost millions almost instantly. Add Bieber rumored lifestyle, private jets, luxury cars, expansive homes, and constant high-end spending. All of it burns cash quickly. Combined together, these factors show how even enormous fortunes can shrink faster than expected, especially when income pauses unexpectedly. Expenses continue rising and public pressure magnifies every financial decision made behind scenes without privacy, safety nets, guidance, stability, or clear long-term planning strategies in place.
Justin Bieber says he is canceling the rest of his world tour.
Owning several luxury homes, traveling nonstop, and maintaining an elite lifestyle can drain even a nine-figure fortune faster than most expect. While Justin is reportedly facing serious financial pressure, his wife Hailey Bieber has reached billionaire status through the massive success of her Rhode beauty brand. Reports claim the company secured a huge deal, pushing her net worth far beyond Justin. Online speculation exploded, with many wondering how this sudden shift has affected their relationship. Some theories suggest the change in wealth has completely altered their power dynamic. That speculation leads directly into Theory 3, the mental health crisis, where the narrative becomes far more serious and unsettling.
Tour managers were saying, you guys are spending too much money. Can she take a smaller jet? And we're told, she said, absolutely not. That's the jet that Kylie has, and I'm not taking a lesser jet.
Fans have pointed out concerning signs, including moments where one of Justin's eyes appears not to blink, sparking health speculation. Claims mention Ramsay-Hunt syndrome, possible lithium use, and Lyme disease. Combined with his recent posts about transactional relationships and rumors his marriage is strained, the situation looks increasingly troubling to many observers watching closely online.
You don't want to get all sexy with me?
Despite Justin being open about his past substance abuse struggles and long journey towards sobriety, online speculation never slows down. Whenever a new photo appears showing him tired or distant, people immediately assume relapse. No matter how much progress he makes, the public seems locked in, constantly searching for small signs that something might be wrong again.
I abused my body in the past, and now I'm just in recovery process.
Here is what truly matters. No one outside Justin's inner circle knows what is real or what is rumor. But even if a small portion is true, it is clear he is carrying something heavy. Fame, pressure, and nonstop judgment can wear down anyone, regardless of wealth, success, or public admiration over time.
Man, I think that there was times where I was really suicidal.
At just 30 years old, Justin Bieber has spent over half his life under constant public attention. Every move, expression, and post is analyzed endlessly. While facing reported health struggles and nonstop rumors, he rarely gets peace. Growing up famous has turned deeply personal battles into public entertainment, forcing millions to watch moments that should have remained private.
You don't care about people, only money, only money.
While reading countless articles about Justin Bieber, one disappointing pattern became obvious. Every story, no matter how serious or emotional, was placed under a single category: entertainment. Not music, not culture, not human interest, just content designed to feed obsession. The media often transforms genuine struggles into clickable drama. The chase for headlines has created a circus where paparazzi stalk celebrities nonstop, waiting for moments of weakness to turn into viral stories. It is invasive, messy, and deeply lacking compassion. Gossip outlets frequently cross boundaries, intruding into private moments, snapping photos during vulnerable situations, and pushing people closer to collapse. This nonstop pressure does more than cause stress. It can lead someone directly into a mental health crisis. Watching it unfold raises an uncomfortable question. Should entertainment really come from tearing down individuals who are visibly struggling to survive under the weight of fame and relentless public demand?
Amid a media frenzy, the 26-year-old pop star was brought by ambulance.
Britney Spears was only 17 when worldwide fame hit her. Almost overnight, she transformed from a small-town teenager into one of the biggest pop stars alive. At an age when most people are still discovering themselves, she was already facing cameras, judgment, and pressure few adults could ever handle without serious emotional consequences.
I'm so happy right now, oh my goodness.
From the moment Britney Spears entered the spotlight, the pressure never eased. Every detail of her life was analyzed endlessly. Her clothes, words, and expressions became headlines. Paparazzi followed her everywhere, shouting invasive questions with no respect for privacy. It was not simply fame. It was an overwhelming storm that left her almost no space to breathe, recover, or exist peacefully.
I'm just wondering how you feel about all the constant speculation about your virginity and whether you are a virgin or not.
I really wish I would have never said anything.
By 2007, Britney Spears was only 25, and years of non-stop chaos had worn her down. Fame, relentless media coverage, and constant privacy invasion pushed her to the edge. You could see the exhaustion clearly as she unraveled under a spotlight that never dimmed and refused to allow her any personal space.
Britney, it's true about the hijab? It's true about the hijab, Britney?
The head shaving incident was not a random breakdown as the media portrayed. It was Britney Spears attempting to reclaim control over her body and image. After years of judgment and scrutiny, that moment symbolized resistance. The footage recorded on February 21, 2007 became one of the most unforgettable moments in pop culture history. Misunderstood by many but deeply tied to autonomy, pressure, and a breaking point ignored for far too long.
How are you doing? You doing okay? I'm concerned about you though.
When Britney Spears finally broke after non-stop paparazzi harassment, she grabbed an umbrella and struck a photographer car in frustration late night. A moment that instantly became tabloid gold. Media coverage twisted the incident, branding her as unhinged. In reality, she was exhausted from being treated like public property. Imagine being followed everywhere every single day, cameras flashing in your face nonstop. Anyone would eventually break. That moment was not madness. It was raw frustration from someone pushed far beyond reasonable human limits after years of relentless intrusion and constant surveillance pressure.
Come on, this is your exercise. Jogging.
What followed was even more shocking. The conservatorship that took control of Britney Spears' life lasted 13 years, longer than her entire career before fame. For more than a decade, every choice from finances to personal freedom was decided by others. It became a stark reminder of how celebrity can completely strip away independence, leaving her powerless, voiceless, and monitored constantly, without escape, autonomy, dignity, control.
Father of Britney Spears has been formally suspended as the conservator of her estate, which he's managed for the last 13 years.
Under the conservatorship, Britney Spears' father controlled nearly everything, including her money, career moves, and deeply personal decisions. All of it was justified by claims she was unstable. Yet that image was shaped by relentless media gossip and public speculation. It mirrors what many now see surrounding Justin Bieber. The pattern repeats. Media builds a story, the public consumes it, and the person at the center slowly loses control of their own narrative. While power shifts away, accountability fades, and exploitation becomes normalized, accepted, unquestioned daily, everywhere online.
Ever since we were kids, we've always wanted to dance or keep the time to the music. And that's part of it.
Michael Jackson began performing at just 5 years old, and by adulthood, the cost of fame had caught up. He became isolated, paranoid, and reportedly struggled with addiction as the world watched. The same media that once celebrated his genius later tore him apart, analyzing his appearance, friendships, and private moments. It felt like they built him up only to break him down for entertainment, exploiting vulnerability, tragedy, and pain, while profiting from spectacle, scrutiny, headlines, clicks, ratings, obsession. Without mercy, compassion, boundaries, accountability, restraint, humanity, ethics, responsibility.
A photographer who was not part of the Jackson entourage attempted to take his picture, and a heated argument ensued.
It all starts sounding strangely familiar, doesn't it? Macaulay Culkin, the biggest child star of the 1990s, became a worldwide sensation after Home Alone. Almost overnight, he went from a normal kid to one of Hollywood's most recognizable faces. But by his 20s, everything shifted. He was reportedly estranged from his parents, struggling with substance abuse, and chose to step away from fame completely. For over a decade, he vanished from public life, trying to find peace far away from the spotlight that once made him seem unstoppable.
When I first got a call from my manager to audition for the part, she asked if I could do an English accent.
Lindsay Lohan's story follows the same painful pattern. She went from being one of Disney's brightest stars to dominating tabloid headlines for negative reasons. Arrests, court dates, and repeated rehab stays became public spectacle. Constant media attention turned every mistake into front-page drama, making recovery incredibly difficult. It is the same cycle repeated again and again. Young stars rise quickly, get torn apart by fame, and then struggle to rebuild while living under relentless global scrutiny.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Yeah,
I'm doing
no, I
very
know
well.
that, but how are you handling all this? Because it is really, I mean, the footage that you see of these...
A 2024 study on former child actors revealed something deeply unsettling. Many admitted feeling empty and lost once the spotlight disappeared after spending childhood performing for the world. They struggled to understand who they were without fame. Researchers noted that growing up under constant public attention made it extremely difficult to trust others or form genuine connections. It was as if fame gave them everything early on, then quietly stripped away their identity and sense of self.
There's a lot of people, I think that fame is this achievement that brings you fulfillment and happiness. And the truth is, there's this weight and this heaviness on you to achieve and to be something. People have these expectations of you. It's just a lot.
Most viewers watching this are well past 13 years old now. Imagine being that young while millions judge every move, outfit, word, and mistake. At that age, identity is still forming. Yet for Justin Bieber, the world watched that process unfold live. Naturally, anyone in that situation would struggle. It's an unbearable level of pressure for anyone, especially a child growing up constantly under cameras and public judgment.
No one's ever grown up in the history of humanity like Justin Bieber. No one's ever been that famous worldwide in an era of social media where every year of your adolescence, you are the most Googled person on the...
Experts explain that constant fame, pressure, criticism, and lack of privacy can actually rewire a developing brain. Growing up under nonstop attention reshapes thinking, reactions, and trust. This isn't just emotional damage. It's a neurological impact that can create long-lasting effects well into adulthood, altering how individuals cope with stress permanently.
When someone is 13 or 14 years old, we know that the brain is not yet ready to handle all the rigor that comes with being an entertainer, let alone somebody who's quite as famous as
Dr. Donna Rockwell, a respected child psychologist who has worked with former child stars, described it clearly. She explained that even emotionally strong adults struggle under fame's weight. For children, it's entirely different. Constant attention, high expectations, and loss of privacy overwhelm developing minds. According to her, fame doesn't simply challenge kids. It molds them in ways that can take years to fully recognize and understand.
No idea that this life would take me by storm. I had no idea that I would just get sucked up by all of this stuff.
This isn't just about fame alone. It's the system surrounding it. Managers treating kids like paychecks instead of people. Parents chasing personal dreams through their children's success. Fans demanding unlimited access to celebrities' lives. Media profiting from every breakdown. It's a cycle feeding on young talent, turning pain into entertainment while the world watches casually, as if it's just another show instead of real lives being damaged.
It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, telling me they love me and, just turn their back on you.
Justin Bieber's rise happened at lightning speed. Discovered at 13, he became a global superstar by 16. Fame arrived before he could mature. Soon followed darker consequences, including pressure, burnout, and substance abuse. His experience highlights how quickly the spotlight can transform from a dream into a dangerous trap that consumes young stars before they're ready.
Up in the morning and the first thing I was doing is popping pills and smoking a blunt.
By just 19, Justin Bieber's life had already spiraled into serious trouble, including a DUI arrest that dominated global headlines. What should have been the height of his young career became a worldwide wake-up call, demonstrating how rapidly fame can spiral out of control when pressure becomes overwhelming and consequences arrive too early.
Last week, the singer was arrested in Miami for allegedly drag racing, driving under the influence, and resisting arrest, all misdemeanor.
What makes this even more disturbing is that everyone recognizes this pattern, yet it keeps repeating because society continues to feed it. The public loves watching a star rise and fall, even at the cost of health and sanity. What is confirmed, however, is that Justin Bieber was diagnosed with Lyme disease in 2020, a condition that significantly impacted both his physical health and mental well-being during that period.
Lyme disease is the fastest growing bacterial infection in the United States.
In 2022, Justin Bieber revealed he had developed Ramsay-Hunt syndrome, causing partial facial paralysis and forcing multiple tour cancellations. This wasn't simple exhaustion or stress. It was a serious medical condition that altered his ability to perform. These weren't rumors or exaggerated headlines. They were real, confirmed health struggles, showing how intensely his body and mind had been pushed throughout his career.
I decided to stop because I felt like I was dying.
Justin Bieber has been open about his past struggles with substance abuse. He has spoken publicly about dark periods in his life, admitting how fame, pressure, and emotional pain influenced harmful choices he later regretted. That level of honesty is rare within the industry. It highlights how hard he's fought to regain control and move forward with intention and growth.
My security and stuff were coming into the room at night to check my pulse. Like, people don't know how serious it got. Like, it was legit crazy scary.
Yes, Justin Bieber did sell his entire music catalog for over $200 million in 2023, and that fact is confirmed. Everything else, including Diddy allegations, financial collapse rumors, or marriage drama, remains speculation and gossip. Similar to the Eminem situation, this shows how celebrity obsession spirals. The uncomfortable truth is that accuracy almost stops mattering. Once we obsess over every detail, analyze every move, and turn someone's life into entertainment, we become part of the problem. Treating Justin Bieber like a puzzle or headline feeds the same toxic system that has broken young stars for decades. Obsession fuels the machine, regardless of facts.
Give me permission to be upset. There's so many people every day who are in a conversation with their girl or their wife or their mom and they break down, but they don't have cameras capturing it, so people are like, is he okay? He's having a mental breakdown, and I'm just emotional.
So could Justin Bieber become the next Britney Spears or Michael Jackson? Part of me thinks we should simply leave him alone and stop treating his life like public property. Who truly cares what happens to former teen pop stars? But maybe we should care. That's why this story matters. These aren't just entertainers. They shape culture and influence generations. If the industry continues profiting from young stars' breakdowns, that deserves attention. Not for clicks, but protection. Brushing these stories off as fame's price suggests it's acceptable to sacrifice mental health for entertainment. Take Billie Eilish. She rose to fame almost overnight, just like Justin once did. When Justin spoke about her success, his concern was genuine. He didn't want her to experience the isolation and pain he faced. That moment mattered. It showed someone who survived the system warning the next generation. That's not gossip. That's insight earned through experience.
Yeah, I definitely feel protective of her. It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn. And so I just kind of, let her do her thing. And if she ever needs me, I'm going to be here for her.
Then something unexpected happened. Just as the world seemed ready to count Justin Bieber out, he flipped the narrative. Without warning, he made a move that shocked everyone and proved he wasn't finished. The second half of 2025 became one of the most unpredictable chapters of his career. It wasn't merely a comeback. It felt like Bieber was rewriting his story entirely.
Justin Bieber just shocked fans with a surprise album drop.
Swag is the pop star's first studio album in 4 years. It is packed with 21 tracks, and it features guest appearances from a ton of artists.
Although this became the first Justin Bieber album not to debut at #1, surprisingly few cared. The project, titled Swag *, delivered the largest streaming debut of his career. Fans and critics were stunned by its fearless freshness. Bieber reinvented himself, blending introspective lyrics with genre-bending sounds and bold collaborations featuring artists like Gene and Mickey. He pushed further with raw spoken-word skits called *Therapy Sessions*, created alongside a comedian. This wasn't a typical pop move. It was deeply personal, experimental, and clear proof that Bieber was evolving into something far deeper than expected.
Instead of a line, it's 3 dots, but I can connect.
Justin Bieber transformed the darkest, most painful chapters of his life into something honest, creative, strange, and unexpectedly beautiful through his art. Felt like Justin Bieber stopped running from his past and began using it as fuel for creativity. On July 10th, he launched his fashion brand, Skylark. This wasn't ordinary celebrity merchandise. It came with a complete vision featuring bold designs, bright colors, and genuinely high-end pieces. Within months, Skylark reportedly generated millions in revenue. More than fashion, it was a strategic move. Bieber diversified his income, freeing himself from relying solely on music. That freedom allowed him to create without chasing charts or trends, focusing instead on honesty and expression. It's exciting to watch because Justin Bieber is undeniably talented. He isn't an industry plant or privileged insider. He built everything through skill, determination, and resilience.
Just like Elmo. The way I like, yo, whoop, 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 whoop.
By late 2025, he began live streaming directly from his studio on Twitch, offering fans an unfiltered view of his creative process, signaling a new era that felt genuinely authentic and refreshingly real.
Cry on my shoulder whenever you need it.
He started sharing his entire creative process live and unfiltered. No marketing tricks, no fancy edits, just pure authenticity. Viewers watched him brainstorm, record, and experiment in real time, completely raw and honest. It felt deeply personal, like being invited inside his thoughts while he built something new. For once, it wasn't about fame or image. It was simply Justin Bieber creating music straight from the heart without filters, pressure, expectations, cameras, judgment, noise, distractions, labels, myths.
A sneak preview.
In the end, Justin Bieber didn't merely survive Hollywood's chaos and pressure. He rose above it on his own terms after years defined by headlines, scandals, and speculation. He finally reclaimed control over his narrative. This wasn't just a comeback. It was a transformation, proving that after being pushed to the edge, he could rebuild himself stronger, wiser, and more independent than ever before, with clarity, purpose, resilience, confidence, patience, maturity, vision, strength, balance, growth, focus, peace.
He came out on the other side of some really dark times, and that's why people are drawn to him, because he has a story to tell.
After years of addiction battles, nonstop media chaos, paparazzi pressure, and total burnout, Justin Bieber eventually found his way back to himself. In doing so, he didn't only reclaim his identity. He revealed the system that once built him up just to tear him apart. His journey became more than survival. It became a statement. What's powerful is how he transformed pain, scrutiny, and chaos into art. Every song, project, and decision now reflects what he endured. It proves that even after fame breaks someone down, creativity can help rebuild something stronger with honesty, intention, growth, healing, courage, discipline, patience, awareness, perspective, balance, freedom, maturity, vision, strength, ownership, resilience, purpose, control. It may not be the flashiest or most polished comeback of 2025, but it feels real. Justin Bieber's return wasn't about charts or perfection. It was about survival, reinvention, and freedom. Freedom from an industry machine that shaped him, controlled him, and nearly broke him. Freedom to create on his own terms, to breathe, and to exist without constant judgment. After enduring pressure, criticism, and burnout, he earned that space. This chapter feels less like promotion and more like healing. If you think the story ends here, think again. The next chapter dives deeper into unexpected connections and hidden players behind stories like this. Watch it now and share your thoughts. Do you believe Justin truly escaped the system, or is it still pulling strings? These questions matter because they expose how fame operates, who benefits, and who pays the price. The conversation shouldn't be about gossip, rumors, or spectacle. It should focus on accountability, protection, and change. Young artists deserve safety, guidance, boundaries, respect, and humanity. Until that happens, stories like this will keep repeating, harming lives, careers, futures, families, communities, culture, trust, empathy, awareness, responsibility, ethics, compassion, fairness, balance, dignity, honesty, reform, progress, hope, learning, growth, healing, freedom.